Please join with me in consciousness as we begin this evening's gathering. There is a power for good in the universe, an infinite creative intelligence, an energy of love and light that is fully present everywhere, permeates all life, is the energy and vibration of all that exists. And as we come together this evening, what I know for certain is that there is a divine spark within each every one of us, and that spark moves us into action. It creates a space for opportunity, for new beginnings, for expanded awareness, for an increase in love and joy and peace and health. All good things come from this original source. And as we take this moment tonight to gather, we do so with loving hearts, with the quiet expectation that whatever needs to be heard will be heard. Whatever needs to be said will be said. Whatever needs to happen will actually happen. And with that in mind, I know that tonight is a gift, and so I receive it as such. I'm grateful for this day and this moment. I'm grateful for this journey that I'm walking with all of you, and I'm grateful that life just continues to unfold in remarkable ways. So with that in mind, I know that we come together with love and peace, and that energy permeates life, not just here, but everywhere. And so with a grateful heart, I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. In the spirit of reconciliation and peace, we are grateful for the opportunity to meet on these sacred lands. We thank the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. We recognize our oneness, we realize our history, and we choose to create a new reality. We are one. So tonight, our talk is about the power of inner belief, the belief that, is running. So when we know that our beliefs shape our expectations and our expectations shape our reality, this talk highlights how belief is not wishful thinking. It is the creative force that forms our lives from the inside out. So where do we begin? Inside, of course. So belief is not what we say we believe. Belief is what our life is already responding to. And with each of us, there's a power operating in the background that we may be unaware of. That power of believing that might believe something that today we would go, well, I don't believe that to be true, but at some level, at some point, we did. So what exactly are we believing? It was something somebody told us about ourselves, or how we may have been judged by others, but what if none of it were true? What if none of it actually had any truth to it? What if it's just somebody's perception of reality that was given to us? So tonight we're just going to explore a little bit about our conscious foundation and how we create this life that we are living and celebrating and rejoicing in. So I think most of the time we tend to react to the outside world. We react to what's going on in front of us or outside of us or in community with us, rather than looking at what's in here and coming from that place. So most of us think we're living from our intentions, but we're actually living from our expectations. And our expectations are shaped by our belief. So what is it that we believe? Well, belief isn't loud. Belief doesn't need convincing language. Belief is quiet certainty. It's what we assume will happen. It's what we plan for. It's what we brace ourselves against or relax into. And here's the truth we don't always love, is that life doesn't respond to what we want. Life responds to what we expect. That's why belief is a builder. So just think about that for a minute. What do we expect? Well, I've heard people go, bad things come in threes, or Murphy's Law, or uh, just waiting for the other shoe to drop, saving for a rainy day. Like, just think about all the things that we say that, we wouldn't necessarily go, oh, yeah, I believe in, you know, limitation, or I believe that things are going to happen bad. I'm not going to say that. I don't really think that's true. And yet, at some level, if I'm saying, you know, well, bad things come in threes, and I've just had two, so I'm expecting one more bad thing. That's probably not the best idea that we've had. So I just want to share a story with you. And a pilot is sitting in the cockpit. He's not sitting there steering left and right, right? They set the destination. And then once that destination is programmed, the system self corrects automatically. Wind shifts, the plane adjusts. Turbulence, the system compensates. A slight drift, it recalibrates. The pilot doesn't panic. They don't program every 5 minutes, they trust the system. Our beliefs work the same way. So once a belief is set, such as, I always struggle, nothing ever works out for me, I have to work twice as hard to be valued. Well, what if we change those to, I'm supported? There's room for me. Life is on my side. When we do that, when we change that belief, our inner system self corrects to match it. So even when we're not paying attention, that's why willpower gets tired, but belief doesn't. So we just want to pay attention to those things. We will hear people say, oh, I'm working so hard. Well, are we? Or are we, checking out Facebook and checking out Instagram and going for an extended lunch or chatting with a friend or someone on the phone? Like, what is it we're really doing? Are we actually working that hard? Or are we say we're working hard because that then means I'm valuable? I work hard, so now I have value. What if we just have value? What if we don't have to tell stories or get someone to believe that I'm okay? What if I believe I'm okay? And then I live from that in my day to day life. I think that's when we start to see big differences. So, belief versus hope. Hope says maybe, belief says of course. Now, hope is a good thing, right? It's a good thing to have, but it's not everything. And if we can sit back and go, no, this is what's going to happen, this is what's true for me, what happens is that belief system is what's going to run and create the thing that we're desiring. So you can, hope for change, you can try to change, you can, you know, but what happens with that, right? If you're trying to change or if you want to change, that continues, that hoping, that wanting, that wishing, that dreaming. But at some point in time, we have to set an intention. So belief shows up in how quickly we give up or what we tolerate, what feels normal or natural, and what we prepare for in advance. Belief isn't what we affirm once. Belief is what we quietly arrange our lives around. So think about your life and where you are right now and the things that you're telling yourself. Is there frustration and annoyance over the way things have lined up? And it's okay if there is. It's not bad and wrong. It's just a moment for us to realize that, oh, there's something else I desire. Now I can create that new desire, that new vision, that new sense of possibility, or I can continue to gripe and complain because it hasn't happened yet. Now, we know that if we were going to build a house, of course, we would get some blueprints drawn up and we would give those to the contractor. We wouldn't expect him to build the house without plans. So, why is it that our life is running without a strategy, a plan, and a clear intention of what we really want? What if we were to change our minds and change the whole story of everything and go, wait a minute, what is it that I truly desire? And what is stopping me from arriving at that place? You see, whatever I'm thinking about today is what I'm going to build in my life. Whatever's going on for me, that's what I'm going to build. If I take a look and I go, life sucks and everything's awful, horrible, and nothing ever works out for me, and I have the worst luck ever, well, the universe says yes. So I get to be right about that. Now, it's not very satisfying. It's not particularly comfortable. So why do we do it? And I think it's because we've forgotten that we're connected to this infinite source, this absolutely powerful intelligence. We've forgotten that. But what if we were to remember? What if in this moment we decided, wait a minute, I don't have to believe all this stuff that I was told or that I accepted as a child. I mean, think about it. Mom and dad go, oh, you're a bad girl, you're a bad boy, you're a bad person. Whew. Whatever we did, I mean, ultimately, if we're 2 or 3 years old, we believe them. And then we may live our lives out of that story going forward. But what if today we just lay all that down and we go, you know, it was what it was. My parents did what they did, or my teachers, or my siblings, or extended family, or friends, or neighbors, or whoever gave us these messages. What if we sit back and go, thank you so much for giving me the best that you had at the time. But I'm going to take it from here and I'm going to change this because I expect good in my life. I expect joy in my life. I expect love in my life. I expect to be seen for who I know myself to be, not your perception of my flaws or brokenness. I'm me, and who that is enough. And so we can begin to look at life from a little different perspective because we start to have compassion for ourselves, the journey that we've walked, and then all that we've experienced along the way. See, most of those beliefs that we're living from that are consciously building or unconsciously building our lives, those beliefs aren't even ours. Some well-meaning person said something to us. As a child, we interpreted what was said from our childlike state, and then from there created our life experience. So these builders, these belief systems, their early experiences, their repeated disappointments, their cultural messages, survival strategies, and at one point they've helped us to cope. But beliefs don't expire on their own, they wait for revision. And that's why we do things like treatment. That's why we do things like affirmations. That's why we set intentions, why we look at what we expect and live from a place of, expecting good. Not expecting one more bad thing to happen, but expecting, some good thing to happen. And if we do that, then life changes. So even if you think about the thermostat in your house, you set a temperature and then it reacts to the room and brings you that temperature. Whereas a thermometer is reacting to the room, the thermostat is setting the room. So if the temperature drops, the system turns on the heat, right? And if the temperature goes up, the system stops and cools it down. So when we look at how easily that works, what if we woke up today and decided this is a new day, a new moment, a new opportunity, a new chance for me to be me, authentically me. And so I stopped sort of, dancing to the rhythm of someone else, somebody telling me who I should be or who I shouldn't be. But rather I sit within myself and I find that still quiet voice within me that knows me and knows that I'm created perfect, whole, and complete, just like everybody else. That I am unique and special, just like everybody else. So if I switch my belief system Just imagine what would happen. There's a shift that occurs that is, frankly, it feels miraculous sometimes. But it's not necessarily miraculous. It's just simply a shift in perspective or a shift in attitude that has caused us to experience a new reality, which is absolutely fantastic. It's where we really want to go. We want to find a way of living so that we can celebrate our journey, celebrate the essence of us, celebrate our ancestry and our history, and celebrate the achievements that we've accomplished. Like, begin to look at the things we've overcome and see how resilient we are. So instead of, beating ourselves up because we made a mistake or we didn't do something right, can we begin to have compassion for the person that we are and the person we were? And it's not that we've changed so much, it's just maybe we've dropped a few of those masks. The masks that say, "Oh, you can't see me now." That veil we put up that keeps us safe, or so we think. But does it really keep us safe, or does it keep us separate? Separated from other people, separated from our good. So this journey, this incredible journey that we're on, is an opportunity for each and every one of us to walk a path of integrity. And that path of integrity is the path that says, I am who I am, I love who I am, and I will not apologize for it, and I will not diminish it. I will stand instead, and I'll stand in my true power, and I will share my voice. I will share my gifts and talents. I will show up in life, and I'll show up in a really big way. You see, it's not that these beliefs that are there are trying to run us into the ditch. They're not. They're just things we were told and that we accepted. They were things that well-meaning people thought might protect us or save us or keep us safe or who knows what. But all of those things doesn't make them true. So, when I think back to my childhood, I remember, mom saying, "Oh, you talk too much. You're just talking too much." Well, yeah, I talk a lot. Is that a bad thing? No, it just is what I do, and there's other people who do that too. It doesn't make it bad. But because I was criticized for it, there's a determination in me that somehow it's bad. So for years, I kept silent. I kept silent all the time because that was easier than having somebody tell me to shut up. We work through this life experience in order to arrive at real and lasting joy and success and possibility in our lives. In order to get there, we have to start where we are. And we do better to start in this now moment without dragging forth all of the trash that was our history. It's time to stand up and go, I am the I am presence. And therefore, I am and have always been perfect, whole, and complete, unique and special, like everybody else. You see, when we come to that place of really loving and accepting ourselves, it's really easy to love and accept others. We just don't get worked up the way we used to. Things relax quite a bit, and that change that happens, it sticks with us. It stays. It doesn't disappear. It's there and it's present. We hold within us an energy, a vibration that is creative. And we can direct it, or we can go, "Oh, well, poor me." But poor me is not very satisfying. It's not very liberating. It sure isn't freeing. But what if instead we spent time, moment by moment, going, Wow, I am the I am presence. I am created in the image and of the likeness of the creative force of the universe. Therefore, I am, in fact, what I should be. I am right. Everything about me is right for the journey that I'm walking and the life that I'm living. Can I accept that? And when we start to accept that I am enough, that I am lovable, that I'm okay, when we start to accept that, we now have energy that we can share out in the world. We now have a vibration that is very attractive to the things around us and begins to move us in a new way. So it's really powerful. But of course, we need to get there. And the only way to get there is through self love. Self love. Let us take a moment to go into meditation here. And I invite you, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes and just allow yourself to just relax into this moment and just feel the vibration of quiet, of calm, and recognize that there's absolutely nothing that needs to be fixed, nothing that needs to be altered or changed. So we're not going to fix anything, we're just going to notice. So I invite you to quiet your mind and relax your body. Take a deep breath in, and as you let it out, just ask yourself, what do I expect will happen next in my life? Where do I feel closed down instead of open? And what outcome feels inevitable to me right now? If belief is the builder, what belief has been holding the blueprint? And with those ideas there, what would feel relieving to believe instead? What would be a freeing belief instead? Nothing dramatic, nothing forced, just relief. Our beliefs change through experience plus permission. It's like we look at what's been and then we decide on something else. So I invite you to just bring your attention back and And just know that we don't muscle it. We introduce a new idea gently, repeatedly. And we might start with something like, I don't have to struggle to be supported. And there's room for me without proving it. And just to remember that life responds when I relax my grip. And belief changes when we act as if something kinder actually might be true. Life isn't asking what you want. It's responding to what you expect. So as we close off this talk for tonight, I want you to think about what you expect out of life. What do I expect out of life? And am I willing to have that? Am I willing to live from that idea? Your life may have been on autopilot so far, flying faithfully around, but maybe it's time now to choose to direct it through intention and expectation. You are enough. You are precious, special, beautiful. And we're truly grateful that you are here. All is well. Namaste. And now Kathy will give us our offering.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy, and my pronouns are she, her. And as we come to a close, I want to honor the knowing that life flows through giving and receiving. When we give, we stay in harmony with that flow. At Universal Joy Center, giving is never an obligation. There are no paywalls and no one is turned away. This space exists because hearts choose to support what nourishes them. If tonight offered you presence, clarity, or peace, give what feels aligned. And if tonight is simply a time to receive, that's perfect too. Thank you for being part of this joy living circle. And I ask that you please repeat after me. As I give, so I receive. My good now flows to me in a steady, unbroken, ever-increasing stream of success, happiness, and abundance. I am blessed. Blessings abound for all life everywhere, and I am grateful. And the ways you can give are you can do an e-transfer to admin at ujoyc.ca. You can go online and to our website at ujoyc.ca and click donate, or you can mail a check. to Universal Joy Center at 28 Sir Raymond Drive, Toronto, Ontario, M1E1C2. And we do have many opportunities for you to join us. So if you want to go to our website, you can see the classes and events and just the general information. So go to ujoyc.ca. And the great thing about the website is right there, you can also see the link to our Wednesday joy gatherings. And now Barbara will do a closing treatment.
Thank you, Kathy. And I also want to mention to anybody who's online, we have placed the link for this Zoom into the chat for you online. And if you'd like to come in, we do have a 30-minute time of conversation, questions, just community building. So if you want to come and join us, you can do that now by clicking that link. So let us join together in consciousness.